Joan Crawford as an actor, as a movie star, has always been an inspiration of mine. I don't care how she got there. She did what she needed to do to get to where she wanted to be. And I don't see any reason for Crawford to have to apologize for that. I think that is chutzpah. My name is Lindsay. I am originally from Charleston, West Virginia, but I'm coming here via Los Angeles, California. And in life, I am a writer, a theater maker, and a feminist. I discovered an old yearbook from junior high, and there was a message in it from one of my classmates who I remember quite clearly and being quite enamored with her because she was just so cool. And she had written in my yearbook, "It was so nice to have another feminist in civics class." And it kind of blew my mind because I was like, yeah, I do remember being in civics class, and she and I were always the ones that were championing women and going against the guys, you know, as far as like the role of women in society and politics. But I never remember at that time calling myself a feminist or identifying her as a feminist. But clearly it was something that I felt good about, that she felt comfortable enough calling me in my yearbook. So it's, I don't know, it's always been around for me. So my performance practice actually began when I was 9 years old. I started dancing at that point, classical ballet, jazz, and tap. But the only thing that really stuck was classical ballet. Fast forward to 18-year-old Kitty, I ended up injuring my knee pretty terribly. I had to have surgery. The doctor told me you need to find something else to do besides dance. Just so happened that a school chum of mine was very into theater and acting, and she said, "You know what, I think you'd be a really good actor. You should try that." So I ended up going to drama school in London and then moving to New York and continuing my theater studies there, and I worked professionally as an actor in New York and in LA. Primarily theater. I don't really enjoy film that much. I like the immediacy of theater. I love the urgency of theater. I love that it is different every night. I also enjoy the exchange of energy, right? When I'm on stage, my acting practice, I've always been taught that whatever happens between you and that actor opposite you in that moment, you go with it. You take everything off of their face, their energy, their body language, what they're doing. And I find that very exciting. I also enjoy the exchange of energy between performer and audience, right? To me, in the theater, the audience is the final artist. And it can make or break a performance, right? And I don't mean necessarily whether an audience, quote unquote, enjoys the performance or not, but what they're giving, what they're taking, that constant push and pull, I find very exciting. You know, acting in particular, but I think directing as well. But acting is all about listening. And I feel that that's what feminism is about too. And it's funny because I do this thing every year for New Year's. For the new year, I make a resolution, and it's not your typical resolution, like I'm going to not eat chocolate for a year or whatever. I always try to choose kind of an interpersonal skill to hone. And I remember in 2016, I chose listening. And it blew my mind, the things I learned about myself and other people that year, because I think most people think they're good listeners, but I know I did when I started this, but I can tell you I was a terrible listener, and I think most people are, right? Because we're always thinking about what we want to say next, right? Rather than really listening to